Welcome, family, friends, fellow graduates, to the commencement ceremony for Northeastern University Class of 2013. Just 5 years ago, we stepped into this new and unfamiliar school with a unique opportunity, the chance to tangibly impact the future of our lives. Whether it was digesting difficult material, spending hours studying for exams, or spending even longer hours working at one of our co-op jobs, the last 5 years has been a culmination of moments filled with self-discovery and self-improvement, a culmination that has led to right now. As we start with the rest of our lives later today, I'm reminded of the story of the Emperor and the Painter, a story that reminds me not to move past the last 5 years without regard, but instead to reminisce about these experiences going forward. For those of you unfamiliar with this story, it's a pretty popular one. It goes like this. One sunny afternoon, the Emperor is walking through the city street, flanked by many different types of stores. He goes into one and stops and stares as he notices many beautiful paintings all around. He asks the man standing next to the paintings if he painted all these beautiful canvases himself. The man, supremely humbled and excited, responds, "Yes, sir, that I did," while bowing his head in great respect. The Emperor then says, after some thought and consideration, "I'd like you to paint me a glorious rooster crowing at a great sunrise in the background, symbolizing the rising possibilities and hope in this land. If you agree, I'll return in 1 year for the painting." The painter accepts the offer and returns to his small, dark, windowless home to begin his task. 1 year passes, and the Emperor, followed closely by his guards, arrives outside the painter's house to see what the masterful artist has created for him, just as he promised. He knocks on the door of the small house and steps back as the painter exits. The man looks sunburned, his clothes are dirty, and his shoes are worn down from excessive travel. The Emperor asks, somewhat reticently, "So, painter, where's my painting of the rooster and the sunrise?" "Just wait here," says the painter, and as the Emperor sits outside, the painter emerges from the house with a blank canvas and his brushes in tow. While the Emperor sits, anger beginning to spread over him, the painter starts to paint the rooster and the sunrise. Upset that the painter is just now starting his work when he's obviously been traveling all year, the Emperor orders the painter's hands to be beaten for wasting his time. Once done, the Emperor asks if the painter regrets wasting his time, as he should have used the whole year to do this task. As the painter sits, clutching his beaten hands, unsure if he'll ever be able to paint again, he says to the Emperor that he should go inside his home. As the Emperor walks inside the painter's home, still angry, he looks around and sees hundreds of breathtaking paintings of roosters and sunrises all over the house. He realizes that the painter has traveled far and wide for inspiration worthy of the Emperor's painting. Then he practiced for a full year learning how to develop the perfect scene on canvas and create it right in front of the Emperor so he could be part of its creation. Today, fellow graduates, is our chance to not only share the final outcome of our efforts at Northeastern, this graduation, with our friends and family, but more importantly to share memories of how we got here as well. Just like the Emperor in my story, simply looking at the end result, a grade point average, a diploma, or a cap and gown, as the measure of this journey, does it a huge disservice. What's lost is the learning, the effort, and the experiences leading up to this great achievement. Think about how many sunrises the painter gazed upon, trying to discover the perfect shading for his canvas. How many farms and countrysides did he visit as he searched for the perfect cock to paint? These are all experiences that were not spoken of by the painter, but also weren't considered by the Emperor, so the information is lost and forgotten by both parties. My plea to you is to not fall into this same trap. Don't focus on graduation as the only outcome that matters. Family and friends, ask about the most difficult or important class that your graduate's gone through in college. What was that one class period where you were sitting there and it dawned on you, this is really what I want to do with the rest of my life? Fellow classmates, tell everyone about that time you crushed a midterm exam and went straight from class to Connors to celebrate at 2 p.m., only to remember at 2 a.m. that same night, probably at our house at this point, that you had another midterm at 8 a.m. the next day. These are stories that make what we've done at college special and unique. In 10 years, I probably won't remember what my diploma says or what my GPA is, but I will always remember the friends I've made, the experiences we've shared, and all the things that have made the last 5 years unlike anything that I'll experience for the rest of my life. Well, I don't think we have too much to worry about with anyone getting their hands beaten for sharing or not sharing these stories. I'll just remind all of you, the NUPD is still on campus for another couple days, and there are security whistles at the exits on the left and right. In all seriousness, though, I consider the friends and memories that I've made at Northeastern to be the most valuable thing I've gotten out of the last 5 years. I choose to focus on the journey, the learning, and the fun I've had instead of ending the chapter of a life that I'm going to all too sorely miss in a few months. I hope that all of you not only choose to focus on these same great things, but that you share these memories with those you care about most here today, so that they can join us in smiling and thinking back at what an amazing period in our lives Northeastern has been. Thank you, and again, congratulations to the class of 2013.